Hi and welcome back to Hiking with me. Today is my 56th trig walk and this time we're heading out into northeast Leicestershire to visit Broughton Hill Trig Point. Now, although this is walk number 56, it's all part of a bigger challenge completing all 58 trig points in the Leicestershire Trig book. And after today, we've just got 3 trig points left: Millfield, Clump, and returning to St George Barracks in Edith Western and Rutland North. So the finish line is definitely starting to come into view. But as always, today isn't just about trig points. This walk takes us into Ab Kettleby, Holwell, Broughton Hill Nature Reserve, and along the route of the old Holwell mineral railway line. We'll be uncovering Roman remains, medieval churches, old Ironstone quarries, and some surprisingly big views. Not bad for what looks like a very quiet part of Leicestershire. Anyhow, our first stop is the church in Ab Kettleby. So let's get going. This is interesting. Westland Chapel, 1843. But we're now heading to the church. So we're at St James Church now in Ab Kettleby, and there's supposed to be an old Roman villa on this site many years ago, you know, like a couple of thousand years ago. But my first thing is to I've heard there's some beaver angels around here somewhere, which is another thing that I like to look for. And then once we find the beaver angels, we'll see if we can find the benchmark. Well, that's an easy benchmark to find, just at the corner, bit hard to see. So that's the one at St James Church. But now to carry on looking for the beaver angel. Well, there's a Facebook website, Facebook group that actually is for people looking for the beaver angel, and they've said that there's quite a few around here somewhere. We'll go in that area. At first glance, a lovely medieval village church. Part of it dates back to the 13th century, although much of it, what we see today, was restored in the 18th century. But this really remarkable thing lays underneath. Archaeologists discovered evidence of a Roman villa beneath the churchyard, including fragments of mosaics. So standing here, you'll get Roman Britain beneath your feet, a medieval church above it, and modern village life all around. That's quite a lot of history laid in one small spot. Here's an old gravestone, 1773. Sorry, 1735. And it started raining. I've not found any beaver angels yet. In fact, just gonna have a quick look around here. There might be a beaver angel around here. But it's a lovely graveyard, but to show me about the beaver angels. Oh, well, unfortunately, can't go inside and have a look. I've not found any beaver angels yet. In fact, just gonna have a quick look around here. There might be a beaver angel around here. In looking for, there's supposed to be some sort of sundial around here. Found some medieval graffiti or whatever, like a JT or something like that. Could be the stonemason. Oh. Wayne's found something else. FP. Unfortunately, apart from finding a bit of a few stonemason markings, we didn't really find the beaver angels. We found the benchmark, but now we're going to start doing the walk. So if you head into the left-hand corner of the church, you'll see a yellow way marker. We're going to pick that up. Today's walk is roughly about 7.5 miles, but we're going to be doing a bit of exploring that lot. So by the time we've actually finished, it should be roughly around about 9 miles. Before we leave Ab Kettleby, a quick bit of history. The village name comes from Old Norse and means Ketil, farm, a reminder of Viking influence here over 1,000 years ago. And just beside the church is a medieval moated site dating back around 700 years, likely once a manor house or mosaic farm linked to Laund Abbey. This again looks like an old site for the ridge and furrow for the medieval farming, as you can see in the fields. But nowadays you can look on LiDAR and it'll show you all this. So I'm going to have a quick look on the LiDAR. Somehow I thought we had to walk down there, which would have been interesting. I wasn't too sure that's an old train line bed and we're just upon the embankment. But it looks a bit impassable down there. But we found the yellow way marker literally just in front of me. As we leave the village behind, the landscape opens up into a classic Leicestershire countryside, rolling farmland, ancient hedgerow, quiet field paths. It feels peaceful, but this landscape has been shaped by centuries of farming and human activity. Even the hedges and field lines tell a story if you know how to read them. Got a massive warehouse. Is it? The only problem around here is trying to find the yellow way markers. Luckily, eagle-eyed Wayne spotted it. But as you can see, when you're looking at all this, very hard to see the yellow way marker. But there it is, down in there. Looks like there's a bit of a stream down there. Not too sure. That is a stream, isn't it? Bit awkward down here following this path. After you've gone over those two stiles, I think you go down here. Past this fence. I don't know, see this fence dotted about all over the place, whether it's to keep the deer in, the deer out, or whether it's allocated for a solar farm. We're heading down here now. And also around this area, we should see that aerial. Hopefully be walking by it later. But when you get to the end of this fence, you see like a little track. Turn left down here, you'll see a swing, a rope swing. Wayne just had to go on. I've actually missed filming it. Are you gonna have another go on that? And then we cross over this bridge. What a nice little spot round here. It's a little awkward climbing through here, but almost out. After a pleasant walk through the fields, we're now coming out to Nottingham Road. So we go through the gate and we turn in right. And it's not going to be very long before we turn left and hopefully picking up the mineral line. We've got a quiet patch, so we're crossing over. And just up ahead, you can see the signpost, and we're going to turn left down there. Follow the public footpath sign. We're following Wayne down here, and hopefully there should be a yellow way marker around here somewhere. Actually, there's no yellow way marker, but it's a clear path. If this was there's a yellow way marker. If you could smell this, this smells absolutely gorgeous. And I think this is the bed for the mineral line. Yeah, I think that's the bed. So, like it says, if you've got a keen eye, which Wayne has, we should see some relics of the old train line along here. It wasn't a passenger line, it's just for carrying the iron ore. So this is the rather boggy mineral line. This is one of the most interesting parts of the walk. The remains of the old Holwell mineral line. This railway was built to move ironstone from local quarries out into the wider rail network. The trains were long gone now, but the line still leaves clues. Raised embankments, cut into fields, and those usually straight paths, which it's not that straight, but we're going to be following it. I can't really see much evidence of remains of the train line along here. Obviously we've got the bed just here, but just there you've got the embankment. And you've got the embankment sort of that side, but all there is at the moment is stinging nettles. There might be some evidence in amongst all these stinging nettles, but at the moment, not seen anything. Now I might be wrong, and hopefully people will say, Nelson, you don't know what you're talking about. But as you can see, here's the moss or the lichen growing on the west side of a tree, which means that direction over there is west. So I'm going to check my compass. I'll do it this way. So obviously on the east side where the sun grows, it's warmer, so the moss doesn't grow. But on the west side where it's colder and damper, the moss grows. So I'm going to get my compass out and have a look. So as you can see on my compass, there's west, there's the moss or the lichen. So hopefully that worked out perfectly. We can't get much further along the mineral line, so we're going to get out the mineral line, and it's actually a path that takes you up the side, but we've got to go up this embankment first. You can see Wayne's got up there, but it's quite steep, and he's half my age, so I've got to try and get up there now. It looks like we're on top of a badger set round here. What would be absolutely brilliant if a badger poked its nose out and go, "Oi, I'm trying to get some sleep." But there's the badger. Don't know what that hole is. Might be a little mouse, but why would a mouse live next to a badger? I think this is one of those things that we got into a situation where it's actually quite steep. We don't want to go down there because we don't know what it's going to be like getting back up. So we've got to head back up that area. Honestly, there's so many badger sets around here, it's unbelievable. But we're heading back and hopefully going to be picking up the original path. We can't get along as usual, we couldn't get completely across the train line, along the train line. So we're heading back and there should be a footpath and a bridge that takes us, why do you think we can get over here? Oh, I'm not too sure myself.
Treading the water is not deep.
Legs all over the place. Oh, that wasn't too bad. Oh, well, almost back on the path. So this is, unfortunately, we're not on the train line bed, but that's a nice little adventure. So that's down there. We're going to carry on along here. Should make some miles now. So we're going to head back onto the Holwell line again. We've got to go over this footbridge. And the path runs alongside it. God, that's a bit spongy. And the Holwell line's along there. But we're just going through here, and I think this takes us back up to the embankment. And we've got to drop down the other side. But if we can't get down there, not going to worry about it. In fact, yeah, I'm not too sure where we're going. But it does look a bit overgrown. And this is rather pleasant along here. But the Holwell line is down there. But what do you think along here, Wayne? Seems pleasant enough, doesn't it? So I plotted the path to go down there. But there's no way through there, is there? If you got onto the Holwell line, it takes you down along there. But we're not going to go down there. Because our footpath takes us up there. We've found our first evidence of the Holwell line. An old sleeper. And it would have came through here. So it's handy coming back down here. So the Holwell line would have taken you through here. And we came across a train bridge. Well, a bridge. I suppose the farmer would have gone over the top there. I could be interested in finding out what the history was about this, because it's in the middle of nowhere, there's no roads. So I suppose the farmer would have had to go over there, but why build this in the middle of nowhere on a mineral line when they could have just have had a level crossing down here? Very straight. When I say level crossing down here, I'm on about down there because it's lower down here, so they could have actually had the tractor coming down here, level crossing and back up there, instead of all that. Okay, so this is the top of, Wayne just tried to get me electrocuted on a 240,000 volt electric fence. But now we're over there, we're back on a public footpath. We're going over the train bridge. So let's see if we can actually look over the edge here. Not too sure we can see anything. I'll lift the camera up over there if there's anything to see. Makes you wonder what's all around here, because you've got all the embankments and that lot taking you down to that train bridge. But we're not going to walk along the Holwell mineral line anymore because it's a bit too overgrown. So we're going to follow one of the public footpaths or public right of way to Holwell. And hopefully there might be somewhere, because it started chucking it down. And hang on a second. Yeah, it's absolutely hammering it down now. So to get to Holwell, I'm going to go to Brown's. I don't know if we can actually hear or see it on the camera, but it's wet, windy, rainy. But I've got to head over here, so I've got to be another yellow way marker and get to Holwell. A bit early for a pub, but there's like a tea room or something like that. Go for a coffee. Okay, made one or two mistakes. What we thought was a stile down there is actually private land. Or Wayne's gone and spotted it somewhere else. No, there's several round here. Yeah, but it's definitely this way.
Is it? Let's go that way then.
We're not too sure what we're doing now. We've sort of lost the path. The path is just to our right, just going through there, but the footpath just disappeared. So we're now going to head up through here, which looks like we're going through somebody's garden. Whether we can actually get through here or not, we don't know, but worst that can happen, they can turn us round. So we're now at Holwell, and here's the church at Holwell. I'll have to have a quick look to see what it's called. We're going to have a little look around to see whether there's any beaver angels, although this is a very, very small church. I don't think there's even a graveyard around here. I don't think we'll be able to get into this one, it looks so small. Don't even know there's going to be a benchmark. If there's a benchmark, I won't see it with all the stinging nettles around it. So what a lovely village. So let's try the door. Guarantee it won't be open. Nope, that's a shame. But let's have a little look round. This is Holwell. Tiny now, easy to miss if you blink, but historically this was a very important industrial village because this whole area sits right in the middle of Leicestershire's old Ironstone belt. And this is St Leonard's Church, a tiny church with medieval origins, serving what once used to be a much busier local community. It's one of those places that feels almost forgotten now, and somehow that makes this church even more atmospheric. So we can't get inside the church, but hold the camera to the window, and once it gets into focus. So that's inside the church. Looks very medieval. Old stone floor, not stone floor, brick floor. It's a shame we can't get in there. There's the old lights. There's no benchmark on here. That looks like a heater or something. I'm not too sure what it is. But they're raising money, the lottery fund, to do this place up. So it'd be interesting to come back once it's done. Oh, well, I've had a look around the church. There's no benchmarks. Unfortunately, you can't get in there because on their website it's got that somebody came along, probably, well, I can't actually say anything about it, but the lead's been installed until it's been closed down until restoration. But we're going to go down to the quarry now and have a look at the nature reserve. Not too sure whether it's actually a traditional hand pump or whether this is part of this house and it's the garden, that lot, but there's an old traditional hand pump. I'm going to see whether it works. So let's see if this works. Might do. Feels like there's some pressure there. Look at that. A working hand pump. The water's as black as anything, but old hand pump. I like how these places have like sort of metropolis names. Like we're heading out on Main Street down onto Holwell Lane to the reservoir. I think the reservoir used to be the old quarry where they got all the ironstone from. So we're going to have a quick little look round there. And it started raining again now, which is typical. But I think we've only got about a quarter of a mile to go. It's going to be coming, I don't know, I think that's a retaining wall, not part of a train embankment. So that's your retaining wall. But we'll be coming to the quarry very shortly. Here's another telltale sign for the Holwell mineral line. As you can see, the bridge. Let's see if we can have a look over it. That'd be a nice walk along there. This is an interesting sign as we come up to the nature reserve. So here's Holwell Nature Reserve and the old quarry. So it looks like it's unlocked. So Broughton Hills Quarry Nature Reserve. This is Broughton Hills, part of Holwell Nature Reserve, because of what looks like a quiet woodland and grassland today was once a heavily worked ironstone quarry. Nature has slowly reclaimed it. The quarry face has softened, wildflowers have moved in, birds and butterflies now occupy what once was pure industry. It's a wonderful place just to wander around, relax and take in the landscape and recover. Don't actually know what to expect around here, but we'll just go on a little loop and see where it takes us to. It's supposed to be an open quarry, but it also gives you warning signs that there's an underground quarry in and the ground could give way at any second. But we probably won't see anything. So this is where they used to collect all the ironstone, go onto the mineral line and ship off onto the main line to be processed. I will find a nice little shelter. Wayne's going to chop some wood up, make a fire, and we're going to have some steak and basically just chill while it's chucking it down. What a nice little spot to stop. Just here. Before we stop off again, you can get the drain out. I'll take if you're out this area, you've got to come around here. The sound of the birds. We think we saw a parrot, not too sure, a green parrot at that, or parakeet. We've got this nice little bridge. Just stop for a bite to eat, listen to all the birds. It's so pleasant round here. Nice little stream. We're trying to find evidence of the quarry, but like I said to Wayne, we might actually be in it. As we're going down, it's just that it's so old, it's probably all overgrown. And we keep hearing a woodpecker. I'm trying to be quiet so you can actually hear. So nice. That's ideal. The mineral line, what's that say? This walk was officially opened by Alan Duncan MP on the 18th of June 2006 in memory of Fred Lawrence, or Laurie, a devoted volunteer and treasured friend. So we're now turning right. This should take us to the mineral line. Finding plenty of trees around there. It's supposed to be that big massive area around here, but we've not seen it yet. So I think we're heading down to the mineral line again, which is just down here. Hopefully it doesn't get too bad. But as you can see, we're coming to what looks like an embankment. It's supposed to be a proper walk around here, but we're not completely following the signpost. There's a bird feeding station here, but I don't know whether we want to go down there. What do you reckon about going a bit further down there? That's the mineral line that way. We've got this little stream to cross over, but the mineral line's just there. And as you can see, it's another of those places where you can't get through. So you're going to go back the way that we came and take the long way around, which should be quicker. But Wayne's gone galloping off. So it's just got to go through all these stinging nettles. And back up to the top. But that's why this walk's short. That's why it's only planned for 7 miles. But then at least we can do a bit of discovery, go on an adventure. Then back up here. Just up here. So we've actually got a good view of the quarry now. It looks like you can get down there because there's a sign down there. Just how do you get down there? Oh, find an entrance to the quarry. Oops, I've actually, I got that. Probably not. Oh, yeah. No, I've got to keep all that. That's all funny. There's been a rock fall in the mine entrance and the adjoining walls are unstable. Do not approach the entrance. I'm going to have a look at this one up here. I've taken my jacket off and it started chucking it down again now, but luckily we got shelter by the trees. But I'm trying to get up here. There's another entrance to a cave. Oh, that looks quite good. Look at that. I'd never get in there. Oh, I don't think one's going to get his arse through there.
Yeah, I will. Right. You got a torch?
No, I haven't, sorry.
Oh, it's a bit...
Wayne being the adventurous one, has gone into the cave. He's having a look around. He says it's never ending. Don't really want to go too far because you never know what's actually down there. There's only me and him, and I have no idea where we are. So I need one person to call for help. But he's coming back up now.
It's just never ending. I don't think you'll get your fat ass in here. I think this is where I live now.
Shall I go and get the angle grinder out your van?
I've got one in there, haven't I?
But have you got the generator? Because it's not cordless. Oh well, Wayne's out.
That's. I've got. But we need to come back.
So then let's have a go on. Do you want to give a?
It's basically a cave. There's a hole in the ground. What do you think it is?
I think you're going to give some more information.
It's massive down there. There's train tracks and everything down there. Obviously from the old mining, and it opens up big, and it's just as far as you can see. It disappears.
Serious?
Yeah, it's massive.
As serious as the you're holding the electric fence down for me.
No, it's obviously that is massive. That used to clearly be a train track because here's the line, look.
Yeah.
This is the mineral line.
Yeah.
So and the train tracks are in there.
Cool. We'll
And
have
it just
to.
goes on and on and on.
We'll have to come back here one day with torches.
Because I've only got my phone. I didn't know we were gonna.
Well, there's going to be another YouTube video out. Wayne's very keen on coming back here and going into that cave and having a look round. So that'll be an interesting one. Probably be the last YouTube video. But now, once you leave there, going back up the steps, and we should actually get into the quarry. Like I say, I've never been around here before. Been very interesting. Yes, actually, we're now coming to what we were looking down on earlier. On the picture on the entrance, they looked like there was a house carved into the side here, but obviously that's going to be gone now. No, like an old medieval house. But we were up there earlier, but you can't get in that one. Just been talking to a local about walking back at the mineral line to our next port of call, and he basically says it only goes up there about 200 metres, so just adjusted the route slightly, so going back into Holwell and taking the road route. One of the stories behind that stone there, obviously looks like it predates the house. Because the weather's a little bit on the inclement side, we're cutting it a bit short. We're going to shave off literally a mile, heading up to Foxhole, going to walk through Foxhole, then get back onto Clawson Lane, I think it's Clawson Lane, and get the Trig Point, and then head back to, I think it's Watby, go to the church there. Not had much luck with, we've not had much luck with churches. And then back to Ab Kettleby and go for a pint. But at the moment we can see sun over there, which looks nice and clear, but it's cold, wet and rainy just here. And I thought that was going to be the big aerial that we saw on the map, but unfortunately it isn't. But when you get to the big aerial, you turn left, you see a footpath sign, and you head down this way. There's the yellow way marker. We're heading that way to Foxhole. Only problem along here, we tries getting it absolutely so that's a problem when you've got long grass. The only problem is, when I do all these walks, I use the same books and I look online, and when I compile it all, it always comes to the same thing. Like you're looking at a book all about churches and it says about it being Anglo-Saxon or anything along those lines. And it usually says the same sort of thing. And I always like to try and get something different, but unfortunately it doesn't always work. This is a hidden little path at the top here. Don't know where it takes us to. But to tell you the truth, I don't know any of these paths are taking us to. I don't know this area. Walking along Foxhole's been actually, well, there's been nice little mountain biking track around here. But we're coming back onto a road, and I think it's this Clawson Hill. And I think the Trig Point's about half a mile away. It's strange to think, once you've done this Trig Point, we've all got is Millfield Clump, which is going to be my next one. Then you're going to give the other two, the Rutland North Trig Point and the Trig Point at St George Barracks, a go as well. And then it's finished. So I don't know if I'm going to actually get those two done. And then I don't know what my next project's going to be. I might actually redo the Leicestershire round and film that. We've decided not to walk along that road. It's a little bit dodgy, so we climbed into the field. Well, we climbed over the fence into the field, and we're going to walk alongside it. I've checked the map, and it looks like there's an exit out of the field further up here near the Trig Point. It's a lot safer, and worst case scenario, we'll just get the farmer shout at us.
A few moments later.
Oh well, true to form, took the wrong turning, got halfway down there, looked at the map and realised that it's not that way. It's the quieter road. So heading down this way, down Clawson Road. If they actually had street signs, it wouldn't be so hard. But the problem is, this is signposted to Holwell. We want to go back to Ab Kettleby, which is strange, isn't it? Ab Kettleby that way.
Look at the footprints. I think I know who've done it.
Yeah. So we're actually on Clawson Lane now, not on that main road. It's a little bit quieter, and we should, I think you got like some sort of water containment system. I'm not going to say reservoir because it looks like an underground thing. And I think the Trig Point is just up here somewhere. This is an easy one to find, even got its own parking spot. But there's the Trig Point. So this is my 56th Trig Point. It's even got a little Ordnance Survey plaque on there. So as you can see, I'll do all the usual. The spires in place. There's the benchmark, S4674. It's in good condition. It's not the best place in the world. Like I say, some sort of underground reservoir sort of holding area. Plane taking off or whatever. But that's a relatively easy one to find. Don't know if they can actually zoom in, but there's the Leicestershire Wolds over there. And there's the Trig Point down there. So as you go down Clawson Lane, you come opposite Nursery Lane, and there's a sign for the public footpath. Wayne's actually going through it at the moment, and he's holding the gate open for me. And we head, as you can see, just there. Nice, easy to follow path. Don't know what road this is. Another busy road. So just head up here and you should see the sign up there for the footpath. All the roads around here seem to be busy. So once you've been walking up this road, like I said, I'm going to put the name of it below. Turn left on this bridle way, and this takes us to, I think it's Waterby or something like that. Should see the church somewhere. Don't know what side of the fence we've got to stay on. I'm going to have a look at my map. Unfortunately, Wayne spotted two hares playing about in the field earlier. By the time I actually got me camo out and all set up and everything like that, they'd cleared off. But it was nice seeing them in real life. Not too sure what this is. I think it's sweet peas, but oh, it smells absolutely gorgeous. Well, just check the internet, and these are broad beans. Just when you think the bad weather's over, the heavens open, and it's absolutely hammering it down. We can almost get to the end of the field. We're not far from Waterby, and we'll take shelter there, or make a quick skedaddle back to Ab Kettleby and for a cheeky pint. But it's absolutely, as you can hear, hammering it down. We've made it to the field of broad beans. Now on some road. I've no idea what this road is called. I'll put it on the bottom like I usually do. But I don't like getting my kit out in this weather. Don't really can see, but over there on the horizon, lovely and sunny, just where we are, hammering it down. It's been absolutely chucking it down. We've had all the weather today. We've had just been hailing. We're now coming to Waterby, and hopefully the church is down here somewhere. We've seen it, but we don't know how to get to it. But this gives you a false sense of security because it's actually quite pleasant walking down here, isn't it? We're now coming up to St Michael's Church at Waterby. It says it was first built in 1190, which I don't think this is the original foundation or the original building, but it definitely looks like an old building. You can see the church bells, the external church bells, probably cast in Loughborough. But we're going to have a look inside, or hopefully we can get inside, because we're drenched. So this is St Michael's Church at Waterby. I'm going to do all the usual, have a look for the benchmark, and also beaver angels. There might be a beaver angel around here. Well, I don't know whether there's going to be a benchmark. Probably in the bell tower. Find out if it's open or not when Wayne comes back out. Don't know if that's a medieval cross. I'm filming on my phone now because the weather is absolutely terrible and I don't want to get my GoPro all ruined. So here's the benchmark at St Michael's Church at Whartonby. That's quite a low one. I walked past it. As you can see, got a nice stained glass window, and you can see the medieval wallpaper around on the arches. It looks like it's sort of chucking it down outside. Pretty dark in here. They only come in here, this church is only used once a month, but now Wayne's rang the bells, they've actually came. Ring and they will come. Don't know what that's all about there. Don't know, that's a CCTV. But you can see the medieval stonework on there. It's actually a really nice church. There is lights in here.
Can't find the switch.
Once you came out the church, you turn left and see the yellow way marker, and it's across the fields all the way back.
No,
That looked like a gate, but it's not. So Wayne's gonna jump over, climb over the slippy stile.
It is slippy and all.
Is he gonna slip?
No, I'm not.
He does it so stylish.
I've already fell over twice.
Once we've actually been across the field, we come onto a road that's actually signposted Ab Kettleby, 3/4 of a mile, and hopefully we're going to be staying on here because our boots are absolutely muddy. The field didn't look that bad, but we're picking up a good inch or 2 inches of mud on the bottoms of our boots. Oh, well, that's my 56 trig walk finished. We've visited an Ab Kettleby church, over to Hoby, to Whartonby church. The only church that actually was open was Whartonby. We've been rained on, hailed on, I've had the sun out, it's been windy, we've had all sorts of weather today, but it's been a very enjoyable walk. We've been around the quarry, also the quarry, the nature reserve, then followed a bit of the mineral line as much as we could. But if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and if you think of any walks that you might be interested in me doing, or even if you want to come on a walk with me, feel free to contact me, and we'll see what we can do. And yeah, until then, I'll see you again next time. Bye.